Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very welcome. Well, today's map is not so much a request map, but a pointed out map. See, this map was pointed out to me by Stephen Galloway in the comments below, who said, did you realise that this map was chosen by Biffa on the official Paradox Cities Skylines channel as one of the top 10 mods of the month? It was the only map on the list, therefore it must have been the best map of the month. And I'm thinking, Biffa, those are my toes you're crunching all over. Get off my toes. I do hope he's right though, because boy will we laugh at him if this map turns out to be a stinker. We're going to review it anyway, but before we do any reviewing of this map, got one little job for you to do first. That's right, treading on my toes really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thank you for treading on my toes. Today's map is Fort Lowell. I'm going Lowell. Fort Lowell by gomark. Gomark we've done a few times and they are definitely getting better. Much better. There's your start square, lots to say about that. Definitely a very strong start location. What about your terrain heights? Well, it's mostly flat, apart from some hills in the corner. I think that's probably workable. Yep. And then if we have a look at the resources, yeah, I'm less sold on this. I don't mind field painting so much, but it's pretty much all or nothing, I feel, with that one. And then if we go to the fishing, you'll find that it's actually even a little bit of tuna in those rivers. Because that's where tuna live, isn't it? In rivers. Can't have a go at gomark for that. Off to the workshop, no DLC is required for this. There is a custom theme, which is the Northgard Boreal, created by gomark themselves. Then of this, all these things to subscribe to, you can get away with just 2 or 3. It's actually in the description itself. 2 or 3 should be plenty, but you can get them all if you like. We'll be using that particular theme and the Relight Average LUT, of course, because that's what they've suggested. And down to street level. The standards on this map are pretty damned high. The difference between this map being a very good map, which is what it is, and a top level map are negligible. And whether you agree with my opinions on this or not, it's still a damned good map, and I think Biffa has chosen a good map to go on. If you're going to put on a map from last month, then this was probably as good a map as any. Was it the best map from last month? I still think we've gone with the best one in the Viewer's Choice Top 10. If you don't know what that one is, it's on my channel. Check out last month's Viewer's Choice Top 10. You guys have chosen the best map. Here's our first intersection of the day. It's quite broad and open, and a few of you won't like this rock work in the middle of this roundabout. I don't have a huge problem with it for just a fun decorative feature really. And the detailing, there's a lot of foliage popped down here to make the thing come to life, and that is really nicely done. Good choice of foliage going on down there, and it works very nicely indeed. Speaking of the theme, or we're still on the theme I guess, look at the pavement work on that. That for me is very nice indeed. Now there is a dam on this map, and that works really well on the dam too. So even if you don't like the map itself, I think a few of you will be takers for the theme as well. The grass has got a great texture and a great colour to it as well, and this is just a good, strong, slightly different because of the texturing on the pavement. Good strong theme. It makes a change from the New Caledonia, BonBonB's New Caledonia theme with the custom pavement there. This is definitely a much more fun, interesting custom pavement than BonBonB's. So not that theirs is bad, it's been around for about 3 years, so it's probably about time somebody took over at the top. Even Usain Bolt's world record will be broken one day. It might take a while, but somebody will. It won't be me that does it. Not unless you count falling off of a cliff and then timing the 100-meter fall. Then somebody will beat me on that eventually, probably. Streamlining. Anyway, we've got a perfect looking bridge here, a very slick looking bridge. This is all the good work. There'll be some work later on that we'll argue over, okay? In the comments, we'll argue over. Under here we've got a very nice touch as well. I think this is more an urban kind of thing under here, but maybe this is going to be an urban area, we don't know. But just a little bit of detailing under the bridge that have been very easy to have missed. But it's very tidy, very clean, very crisp. In fact, pretty much all of the detailing on this map is crisp and clean. Just down to taste some of it, I feel, probably. Right, hurrying along with the harried highways. Oh, help me. We're coming up to the next intersection. This is another good, strong one. Obviously, we've got a castle. Ooh, it's a castle, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. Or maybe later. Or in a moment. I'll make up my mind. Nice looking intersection there as well. It's clean, it's tidy. It feels really nicely framed. And we've got a little bit of... detailing. This is on point detailing. How can I forget the word detailing? On point detailing along here. Even the tree in the middle there, it's not clipping through anywhere. It's good and clean and nice and crisp, as is the castle. Now, I'm not massive. It's more of a stately home type castle than a defensive castle for me. One of those things that you just go, oh, I'm the Duke and I want a castle in this location as being my country residence. And I feel that's what that was originally, rather than a defensive point. And then down between the fields, which we'll talk about later. If you're going to say anything about the fields, don't worry. I have got something lined up for the fields. Especially if Icania is watching. Because Icania will be looking at this going, hang on a minute. Hang on, BonBonB. But no, don't fight. We'll get there. Just one job at a time, okay? Anyway, the highways are very crisp, get very cleanly done. There's no jinky-janky going on. We've got some very tidy tunnels. Tunnels is going to be the thing that I think I hate most about this map, though. But there's nothing... I mean, look, tidy. Clean, tidy, crisp. Emerges over the other side of that hill. Would I have built a tunnel through this hill? Or would I have gone around the hill, or possibly even over the hill? Or done a cutting and then into a tunnel into there? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't, if I was a structural engineer, have gone with the tunnel around there. Also notice the connector just as we come out of the tunnel, and there's a little connector road on this end of the bridge. Whether that's been put in there to help align the bridges and the tunnels, that's what I'm thinking, is that's like a creator point. If you watch my my perfect bridge tutorial, you'll see that I too use those, but I delete them after I've used them. And I think that's possibly they're being used for the creation process, or maybe they're there for a purpose. Either way, this is a magnificent intersection. Absolutely slick, beautiful, clean, crisp again, with a phallic bit at this end. Of course there's a phallic bit at this end. And of course a phallic eruption of rock up the middle of the spiral there. And now we're heading down towards the start square kind of location. And again, this is all again very crisp and clean and tidy. And this is also down here. You'll notice we have the toll booths. And those are being powered by, there's a hydro dam, which we'll see in a little while. Those have been powered by them. Also, we already have in place, this is the water pumping. There is even a water tower, which we won't really stop and look at today. But there's also a water tower already in place. Nice little tidy vanilla bridge there, clean and tidy. And a nice little clean and tidy vanilla bridge here, bringing us down into literally now start square territory, okay? We've got this roundabout with a shortcut to avoid the roundabout, which is probably good for the city build. And then everything's going to go here. This is where it's all going to happen between these two rivers. That's going to be your downtown. And what do we have in the downtown? The answer is buildings. And one such building might be the Urban Townhouse #1 by Smilies. And I love this, okay? I love this. I could live in this house quite happily. It's not too big, it's not too small. You can go on BonBon Island, yeah, probably. Not too big, not too small. I'm loving all the terracing, all the balconies, and even the roof garden. Very clean and tidy, and I love it. But factoids, because factoids. On this date, the 14th of April in 1865, President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by the actor John Wilkes Booth. Booth was so nervous before the event he consumed at least 1 bottle of spirits during the hours leading up to the shooting at 10:15. His accomplice, who was meant to shoot Vice President Andrew Johnson, became too drunk to fire. Now, I'm a Brit. I'm not massively up on my American history, and I knew about the first part, but I was completely blissfully unaware about being too drunk to kill the Vice President. But anyway, great asset here, Urban Townhouse by Smilies. That is definitely worth subscribing to, as is all of their stuff. Okay, back to the highways. We're just going to nip down here, and we'll go. This will disappear into a tunnel in a minute. Again, very clean, tidy work down here. This will disappear into a tunnel in a moment. At which point, we'll have a look at the rail, because I feel that these tunnels need a little bit more of an exploration, and I feel that this is not the time nor the place to be doing an exploration. But yes, so this nips into a tunnel here, and we will have a look at what's going on over there in a few moments. Meanwhile, the rail would be, I think there's one down here somewhere. Yes, there's a line just here. Right, so we'll follow the rail. The rail on this map is very slick indeed, okay? I don't think there's anything that you can say to me that will make me change my mind over this being... It's clean, it's tidy, there's no gradient issues. Even when you think there's a gradient issue, as just before we get to the fog, well, it's an optical delusion, you see? An optical delusion. We'll get to that. Right, well, as there's not really too much to say about the rail, let me, little reminder, if you haven't already seen Race Day, my new video, which went out on Sunday, do check it out. It is absolutely worth watching. I've had a lot of very positive feedback, both in the comments and through social media, and people telling me I need to do more. Well, I would love to. We need to get out to about 500,000 views, though, because financially these sort of videos will need to be self-sufficient. If it earns me, I don't know, $5, then it's not worth... I think I put about 70 hours into that video. So it needs to get somewhere in the region of about 500,000 views. Or perfect location there for a rail station, which was a bit frustrating to me because I've already chosen the Townhouse for this map. And we're doing a rail station later this week, probably. And that would have worked perfectly there. And I'm just like a bit gutted that I didn't use the opportunity correctly. But there we go. That's the way things go. Again, very, very slick bridges going on here. Very clean and tidy. And then we're heading off now towards the fog. At which point you're going to see that it looks like we are actually climbing. Here, this does look like it's uphill, doesn't it? It does. And yeah, in a few moments, I'm going to switch there you go. The terrain line's on there. Gradient lines, there's just nothing. We are running flat. So all credit again to GoMark for a very clean and tidy rail line. Right. Do you reckon they'll be shipping on this map? Place your bets now. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Are you struggling with water physics in the game? Are you constantly drowning and flooding your soggy little sins? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Water Physics by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And so back to Fort Lowell by GoMark. And the shipping routes, yes, we've got a shipping route, and it's very nicely done indeed. Follows the coastline a little bit here, then you get the split. You can go straight off to the edge of the map that way, or you can come into this little phallic little doobly donga, and then it goes back out towards the fog this way as well. Very clean, very tidy, absolutely nothing to grumble about there at all, and it should work very nicely indeed. What about the water flow? Well, we've got this big old reservoir, and then a big old dam, and then a good decent sized river, decent sized, with good water flow on it, and that goes right down through your start square, with already in place the water tower and a pumping to get you started as well. So honestly, it's good, isn't it? It's fine. It's good to go. Very much good to go. And then this just like heads off towards the corner of the map, actually, this river. Not so much a central exit, but a side of map exit over there. And so this is your map as a whole. Lots of flat buildable space. There between the two rivers, that is your city centre, your downtown. Lots of opportunity going on there. We've got the docks already in place if you want to do some dock work. We do have to nip down here and have a look at this because there's a little building on the top of this. And that is, yes, the Essential Lighthouse. The Essential Lighthouse. Isn't she beautiful? Yeah, and in a good location too, so credit for that as well. And then if we head inland, yeah, this is your downtown area. Loving the networking going through there. That works for me very nicely indeed. It's good and strong. You can see what your intention's meant to be around this. Of course, you don't need to use this. You can delete it, build your own, but what's in place looks good to me. Now, what more have we got? The fields. Yes, the fields are very square. Very, very square indeed. I feel the farmers would have make better use of this land around here. There's a lot of unused territory going on, and so I feel some slightly larger or slightly maybe rectangular in places with some angles probably would have been a more realistic use of that area. But strictly speaking, it's fine. It looks okay, doesn't it? Looks okay. Yeah, just doesn't blow me away. Doesn't blow me to the next level. Now, this is the area with the networking. I'm just a bit... I find it's very disjointed. You can see, obviously, we've got there, and then this, and then we've got this. In fact, we've got up there, dead end there, and dead end there. These aren't dead ends. Most of these are tunnels. And then you have to go into underground view to see how that actually connects with that. This then connects around into... In fact, let's show you there. That connects into there. This connects to here. That dead ends there in this kind of like start square build area. It's not the start square, but it's in that kind of, you know, it connects into your main city build areas. But for me, these hills aren't really big enough to really justify building the tunnel. You could build around it, or yeah, maybe it needs a tunnel. This is a Smiley. It comes out, and we're going to build a viewing area here because it's so beautiful around here. This is the idea. It's obviously very busy because we've got a load of adverts. At each end, load of adverts. So obviously a very busy area. People come to dump off their rubbish, which is what you'd expect in a picnic area, of course. Then we have the ice cream man. Of course, the ice cream man. Then we've got some sodas down here. A little bit of pop, as you do. And a little food stall there. And then more ads. So it's going to be a busy area. But I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. And then come down here. So you'd be sitting down here on the hill, or maybe down amongst the trees. Your view here is of a big old dam with an old factory in front of it. Or looking down the river, you've got all the power lines. For me, aesthetically, this is not an area of outstanding natural beauty. Yes, somewhere you can go and have a picnic, but I don't feel that that justifies that. I could be wrong. And you will tell me that I am in the comments, and that is fine. I don't mind that. I just don't buy it. I'm also not massively buying this reservoir. Oh, I do like the textures. These little bits here. Not really too much you can do about that, short of bringing the reservoir to an end early. But the texture works really well on the outside wall as well. I really like that. This is a really great theme. Just saying it. Just a really great theme. It's of course everybody's favourite factory. Jutting out of the ground just a little bit of terrain work around that. I think might have just polished that out a little bit, but I'm not massively buying the reservoir because of this little ancient monument area down here. When they flooded that area, before they flooded, this would have been an area of outstanding natural beauty, clearly, and so it became flooded, and there was obviously a small risk to this being sort of like drowned in water. I mean, the engineers got it right. Well done to the engineers. But I just don't think they would have changed the environment around that ancient monument. Maybe I'm wrong. Of course I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. But before you tell me I'm wrong, tell me what you think of this map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? This month, not last month, which is Biffa's choice. Only you can decide. What do I think? Yeah, I think it'd be in the top 10, easily in the top 10. Aesthetically, it's a very striking map. I'm not massively sold on the overall design of it. That's the thing that's letting it down for me. Just the top-down design doesn't feel ergonomic. I'm going with that word. It's probably not the word I'm looking for. It just doesn't pop. But it's still excellent, and I'm giving it a very good 4 stars. Very good 4 stars. Detailing. Detailing is on the whole very, very... I mean, all the intersections are top level. The intersections are all 5 stars. Just a few areas that I feel are questionable. I'm giving it a high 4. A 4 stars for detail. Gameplay potential. I think this is very playable. I think what's been put in makes this work very nicely indeed, and if you want to build a big city on a good map, you won't go far wrong. So I'm going for that 5th star. 5 stars for gameplay. As for Biff according this map of the month for last month, I still think it wouldn't have been, but I do think it would have got the BonBonB seal of approval. I think this is probably for last month 2nd or 3rd best map. In my humble opinion. That's still like across the entire workshop in the top 3 maps of the month. But yeah, Cozy Cops or Cozy Copser or how Cozy Copser? Was it Czech, wasn't it? Yeah, I've got to work on my Czech. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. Come back tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series. And of course, don't forget to check out Race Day. If you've not seen Race Day, go watch Race Day and share it. Go and share it. Off you go then.